Wisdom. Wisdom. Last week I talked about the disciples in the boat, and the boat was flooding, and big storm, and Jesus was asleep in the boat, and they woke him up saying, "Don't you care about us?" And he said, "Why are you afraid? Have you no faith?" And then he said, "Peace, be still, calm the seas and the wind." And they were amazed at him. I was with some pastors the other day, and we were talking about John Wesley and his journey to America, where he came to Georgia to try to be a missionary over here back in the mid-1700s. And he was on a ship, and a storm came up in the Atlantic Ocean. And Wesley was scared to death, fearful for his life. He's never been so scared in all his life, he writes in his diary. But there was a group of people called Moravians. Anybody ever hear of Moravians? They were German believers, German Christians. And they were gathered around holding hands in the boat as it's going, and they're singing hymns. Not afraid. And they looked at John Wesley and they said, "Why are you so afraid?" And he said, "I'm scared to death." And they said to him, "Where is your faith?" Wesley had to think about that a lot. He had to think about that. And then he got to America and found he wasn't a very good missionary at all. Went back to London, almost left the ministry, because where's my faith, and I can't even convert anybody. But that's when God touched his life. So never give up. Even when you think, "Oh, I'm losing it all," never give up, because God's always reaching out to touch your life. Goodness, that's almost my sermon. I'm just going to do this story from chapter 5. We'll get through as much as I can. It's about the healing of the Gerasene demoniac. They came to the other side of the sea, to the country of the Gerasenes. And when he had stepped out of the boat, immediately a man out of the tombs with an unclean spirit met him. So Jesus is there at the Sea of Galilee. He gets in the boat, and they go into a Gentile area, not a Jewish area, but the area of the Gerasenes, who were non-Jews. And Jesus says, "I'm for everybody. I'm not just for the Jewish people. I want to go to everybody." So he crosses over to be with them. And you know what? Jesus crosses over to be with all of us too. Sometimes we drift away, we get far away, but he says, I'm coming over to you. I will always reach out for you. I just love that phrase, going to the other side. Because he's always on the move. And immediately a man came out of the tombs with an unclean spirit. So this man lived in the tombs. Nobody wanted him. He was an outcast. He lived in the caves like a wild man. Nobody even wanted to talk to him. Nobody even wanted to be around him. They considered him different, way different. And they even chained him up and tied him up because he was so crazy. It said he lived among the tombs and no one could restrain him anymore, even with a chain. So they tied him up and go, "Ah!" I think of the Tasmanian devil. And it goes around. No one could stop him. No one could restrain him. For he had often been restrained with shackles and chains, but the chains he wrenched apart, and the shackles he broke in pieces. And no one had the strength to subdue him. No one had the strength to subdue him. Except except for who? What do you think?
Jesus.
Thank you very much. If you don't know the answer, just say Jesus. That's what the kids always do. Change, he broke apart like Hercules or something. But he was a crazy man. No one had the strength to subdue him. Night and day, among the tombs and out on the mountains, he was howling. Oh, you knew I was going to do that, didn't you? He's like a werewolf or something. I mean, this is incredible. He's howling and bruises himself with stones. Falls down on him and he rolls around and he's screaming and howling. And when he saw Jesus, amen? When he saw Jesus get off the boat, from a distance, he ran and he bowed down before him. And he shouted at the top of his voice, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God?" You know, a lot of the disciples don't even figure out who Jesus is for a long time. This guy knows because he's full of demons, and the demons know who Jesus is. Because it's a spiritual battle. And they say, why have you come? But I adjure you by God, he says, do not torment me. For Jesus had said to him, "Come out of the man, you unclean spirit." Jesus said, "Come out." And they go, "Ah!" And they all growl back at him. Yeah. And then Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" And he said, "My name is Legion, for we are many." He begged him earnestly not to send him out of the country. Now there were on the hillside a great herd of swine was feeding. And the unclean spirits begged him, "Send us into the swine, let us enter them." And so he gave them permission. And the unclean spirits came out and entered the swine, and the herd, numbering about 2,000, rushed down the steep bank into the sea, and they were drowned into the sea. Isn't that a strange story? My name is Legion, for we are many. This man had evil spirits in him like no one else had ever had, ever. So many that when Jesus said, "Get out of the man," go into that swine of pigs. I always felt sorry for the pigs. That herd of pigs, 2,000 of them received these evil spirits. They were all in this one guy. No wonder he howled. No wonder he threw himself around. He was not in control of himself. Something else was controlling him, and it was evil. You know what? Evil can be very strong. There's a lot of evil in this world today. And I think some of them could say, "My name is Legion." But Jesus comes to him. Cast them out. Shows that a man is more important than an animal. That's one thing I think. I've always felt sorry for the pigs. But Jesus is saying that a human being has more divine dignity, divine spirit than some animals, than some pigs. And they go down into the water. If you keep reading, the man becomes still, quiet, almost limp. Almost like Hank is when he's done with doggy daycare for the day. And you open the car door and he just slides out. the man is limp. This man who is crazed and angry and pulling everything apart, suddenly he's calm because Jesus is able to heal us all. Pretty soon the owners of the pigs come around. And they're not happy. They say, what happened? And they hear the story. And they say, hey man, don't do that again. And the townspeople come out, who've been chaining this guy up for years, and they see him sitting at Jesus' feet, and Jesus is teaching him and caring about him. And the townspeople don't like it. Because they say, we knew him like he was. We could deal with that, but this is really change, and this is different. And we don't like change very much, even if it's good. Praise God. There's a lot of that in the world. Status quo. We knew this guy like he was. Now he's different. We're not sure we can deal with that. Maybe somebody's been in prison, and they just go, yeah, we know him. He's a crook and a criminal and all that. They won't give him anything. But maybe his life has been changed, and they won't let him live it. It could be anything. But people label others. Amen? I mean, I do it, you do it. We label each other. And then those labels get in the way of realizing the human potential and the human dignity of each person. And we don't give them the chance, maybe, that we should. But Jesus, when he comes into the picture, when he comes into our lives, he shows us how we should act and how we should love. After everybody left, Jesus and the man were talking, and Legion, who wasn't Legion anymore, but he said, I want to go with you, Jesus. I want to follow you. But Jesus said, first you need to go home. Wherever that is for you, my friend, you need to go home. Be with your friends and be with your family. And tell them what the Lord has done for you. What mercy he has shown you. And then it says the man went away and went all around the Decapolis. That's 10 Greek cities around the Sea of Galilee. There were Jewish towns, but there were 10 Greek and Roman cities. And he went and he told them how much Jesus had done for him. Everyone was amazed. So the man became a missionary on his own. He just went out there. Jesus said, you've got a story to tell. And you need to go around and tell it. Anybody here have a story to tell? A good story? A story of faith? Of repentance? Of change? Of what Jesus has done in your life? We sing a song, we've a story to tell to the nations that shall turn their hearts to the right. A story of truth and beauty, a story of truth and light. Right? Yeah. We all have a story to tell. Sometimes we call it a witness. Sometimes we call it a testimony. But basically, it's our story. And I bet if we just sat in groups of 3s or 4s and talked one day, we would find an awful lot out about each other. What God has done in our lives. What Jesus has done for us. More than we know. We find out what we go through as people. What kind of things we've had to overcome, just like Legion. And how God helped us. For some people, maybe it's drugs or alcohol. For other people, it might be something very different. Sometimes it's just getting our lives together. But we all have a story to tell. Maybe it's physical. Maybe we've been very, very sick and God touched our lives and brought us healing. I think there are miracles in our congregation. Some of them are here, some of them are home, or  maybe some have gone on to be with the Lord, but they've been miracles, and we know it. And we thank God for each one of them. I think of the soldiers who saw so much in the war. World War II, Korea, Vietnam, wherever it was, and they come home. And did they go around talking about it all the time? They hardly ever talk about it. In fact, you ask them, they might even tell you because there's too much. Legion. Amen? PTSD? Is that right? I've known a lot of folks who suffer from that, and they need God to touch their lives and to help them. So we all have things to overcome, but we come to Jesus, and He's the one that is able. Amen. I pray God will bless you and be a help and a strength to you and help you to overcome all things, and that you will truly find new life in Christ. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.